Science and logic. Science makes the world go round. Science is medicine. My mom and her parents are all doctors. Growing up in such an intellectual household, information was given with scientific accuracy and a cold delivery. My grandma was an OBGYN in the former Soviet Union. She would share her stories in sometimes graphic detail. It desensitized me. I don't care about blood, and I'm probably more medically qualified than most school nurses. I knew about periods over a year before I got mine. I wasn't scared or confused. I knew what it was and the anatomical function of it. Science and logic. When I first got my period, I was at my grandparents' house where I live. I was wearing black and white striped pajamas. I woke up, looked down, and saw blood. I calmly found my mom. She showed me how to wash out the blood and put on a pad. No panic, no stress. It isn't scary, it's life. It's just how it is now, and that's okay. I'll deal with it. Science and logic. But there were still some things that caught me by surprise. It's my first year in high school band, and I'm on xylophone. Music has always been my safe space, but I'm not always confident in my own abilities. Fake it till you make it. That's what people say, and hey, it seems logical, so that's what I do. I've always been an anxious child. I never slept alone. I needed music and sound. As I grew up, my anxiety manifested in different ways, but somehow, never in performance. I could go on stage and perform in front of the entire school without trouble. But now, I'm having a hard time faking it until I make it. I'm comparing my mallet playing to my classmates who have years of experience. I feel like I'm not living up to their legacy. During my first state championship, my band only comes in 7th place. I'm crushed. I hate the feeling, and I'm determined to do better next time we perform. I love band, and I don't want my lack of confidence to ruin it for me. Between state championships and my next performance, I take time to learn and improve. I work hard at my skill, and it pays off. I finally start feeling like a true musician. My skills only increase over the course of the year, and by the end of it, I'm at an all-state level, the highest you can achieve. Now, I'm a senior. It's my final year in band. I've become a mentor. I care for the underclassmen and have become what we in band call their pit parent. I feel like I'm finally confident in my abilities. 4 days before my final state championships at Syracuse, however, it all comes crashing down. I'm sitting with my section in the band room preparing for the long weekend of performances ahead. My phone buzzes. I see that my best friend texted me. We end up getting into a huge fight. I do my best to carry on with the day and ignore the text, but I'm crushed. As the day goes on, my stomach really starts hurting. I go to the bathroom and see that my period has started almost an entire week early. The gravity of the situation starts to set in. That night, I cry myself to sleep. Even though the last thing I want to do is get out of bed, I force myself to go to school the next day. I have to be at practice for my bandmates. Championships are in 3 days, but all I can think about is how betrayed I feel. The bell rings, signaling the beginning of lunch. As I gather my things, I feel my pulse start to quicken and become deafening. I'm not okay. My anxiety is coming at me in full force. I stagger through the crowded hallway to get to the orchestra room. I always eat lunch in the orchestra room instead of the cafeteria. It's peaceful there, and now more than ever, I need that sense of peace. As my friends practice, I completely zone out. I can't stop thinking that if I weren't so stressed out, maybe I wouldn't have my period early. Something like this has never happened to me before. I have medications that regulate my menstrual cycle. Before now, I didn't know stress could cause periods to come early. It was jarring and scary. I'm so worried that getting my period early is going to ruin the entire experience of my last championship performance. I have an overwhelming urge to cry, but I can't let myself be vulnerable in front of my friends. I have my pit parent reputation to maintain. I'm a leader, a musician. Crying isn't metal, and I love metal. I can't hold it in anymore. I step outside the room and let a few tears fall. My stomach hurts. I can't tell if it's from cramps or anxiety. I can't stop thinking this is all my friends' fault. They ruined everything. After school, I have my band meeting where we do all of the yearly traditions that come before the championship, including the yearly talent show. I've been dreading the evening all day because I'm convinced with everything going on, I won't be able to be present and have a good time. All of my other bandmates help me to focus on having a good time, though. We play games and hang out and put on a killer talent show performance. With the support of my friends, I feel more prepared when I wake up on championship day. I board the bus, and to my surprise, the ride to championships is actually pretty great too. I enjoy spending time with all of my other friends. The next day, there are so many emotions. My friends keep my spirits up. We have a fantastic lunch where we ride the carousel together in the mall food court. And then, it's the moment I've been waiting for. Time for our final performance, and I kill it. Sure, we come in 7th place overall again, but we get 1st place in another category. I'm overwhelmed by my feelings of success. I feel so supported by all of my other bandmates. It's been a crazy senior year. I know at graduation, I'll have a lot of knowledge to look back on. I learned that I deserve respect and that I can choose my friends. Getting my period early made me realize that other people aren't worth the stress. I should never let anyone have so much influence over my mental health to the point that they cause a change in my menstrual cycle. I also learned that my body responds to stress differently. People can get periods early or skip periods altogether because of stress. If I wasn't a part of Period Power Club where I was able to talk openly about my period without fear of being stigmatized, I don't know if all of these lessons would have been the ones I was willing to learn. Maybe, most important of all, I learned to listen to my body. It isn't all just science and logic. Our menstrual cycles and mental health are far more interconnected than I thought. Now, I know I'm graduating wiser, and while I might not be a pit parent anymore, I know I can help others realize their worth, like my band and Period Power Club helped me realize mine.